Hey, hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to Robbie Rants live here on Pop Culture Philosophers. I am Rockin Robbie Billups here live with the Robbie Rants live for November the 4th, 2018. We'll be starting off really with a look at the new comic books for November 7th, 2018. So it's a comic book channel, it's a movie channel, it's about pop culture, it's about all kinds of things. It's about a positive view on our pop culture. This is a live stream to celebrate all that stuff and more. Comic books, movies, pop culture, TV, action figures, whatever you want to talk about. What's up, Iron Galactus? How you doing? Once you guys jump in, tell me that you're here, who you are. Let's get to chatting. It's a Q&A as much as anything else. We always start off with a look at this upcoming week's comics. Always like to get to y'all's comments, talk about all that and more. I'm going to talk a lot tonight about Comics Revisited, a new show we recently have introduced here at Pop Culture Philosophers, the YouTube channel. I will also be talking about that's pretty much it. Yeah, we're gonna be talking a lot about that. And I got some show and tell, of course, some show and tell. I got some Fantastic Four action figures, and I got to look at an early look at some DC Primal Age action figures and Savage World, all that kind of stuff from Funko, the action figures that are kind of done in the classic He-Man Masters of the Universe style. I'll be talking a little bit about my exploits last weekend when I went and saw Fitness, Castle Comer, and Big Data live. That was a fun show. I got to meet all three acts. Fantastic night. Super fun stuff. And we can also talk about this last week's comic books as well. There may be some spoiler warnings for things like Heroes in Crisis and whatnot. So beware. How is everybody doing? What's up, James? What's up, Brett? What's up, S Squared? Infinity Comics. Monty, how's it going? Steven? 27 T-Mangs. How y'all doing? Yeah, we didn't have a live stream last week. I missed y'all too. I had a lot of fun though. It was a very, very busy weekend. We kind of basically, if you notice, took a little bit of a week off, a little bit of a break here at Pop Culture Philosophers. Hasn't been a movie Monday. We didn't do a live stream last week. Didn't do a weekly pop culture wrap up. But we're back going now full steam. No movie Monday tomorrow, but there will be one next week. Real fun times here. I got to go, I went up to Nashville. I saw, it was like the Sirius XM alternative tour or something like that. But I'm a huge Fitness fan. Fitness is one of my favorite bands out there right now. It's Max Collins of Eve 6. It's Kenny Carkeet, formerly of AWOL Nation. They band together. They formed this group called Fitness. You can find them at fitnesswastaken.com and on their YouTube channel, Fitness Was Taken. Really fun stuff. I met them. I will share some pictures over at the PCP Army on Facebook, but I got their CD signed. I was in a total just shock. I've been a fan of Max Collins and Eve 6 for a long time. I'm loving what they're doing with Fitness. It was just a super fun night. We also watched Castle Comer. I've never heard of them. They were awesome dudes. Great show. And Big Data, not only a great show, but a great dude. We got to meet him, hang out with him for a while. It's super, super fun. Super fun night. What's up, Nice Slacks? Steven, is it normal to be massively behind in reading comics? I think it is normal. I think a lot of people that read a lot of comic books are always kind of almost perpetually behind. I am not behind on current comics, but I'm behind on a lot of my own personal want to read, right? So it's always being an avid reader. You're typically always behind on reading because there's a lot more out there that you want to read than you have read, right? So I think it's normal. Don't like Heroes in Crisis? Oh, you like it, but it's a little boring, very confusing. Well, 2 issues into Heroes in Crisis, and we don't really know too much, but I think a lot's been revealed already. I think we're going to understand more about the origins of Sanctuary and how it operated in issue 3. I think it's going to be more of a flashback story. But basically, Sanctuary is a place where heroes went and to get things off their chest, to talk about the violence and the brutality and all the stuff that they go through on a day-to-day basis. And it seems like it's set up so it's like a confessional type thing, but it's all run by an AI that deletes it all, but the footage maybe has escaped, something like that. Somebody's gone into Sanctuary and killed a bunch of people. It seems like what Tom King's trying to do is take something like an incident, like a mass shooting, and how it happens, and the incident happens and we're all shocked. We don't learn about it until afterwards. I think he's doing something like that. He's trying to have that kind of a an impact, like that kind of event that would have that kind of an impact on the superhero community. And I think he's trying to bring it through in his comic book. That's my take on it. That's 2 issues in, 2 out of 9. So we got a lot to go, don't we? My thoughts on Doomsday Clock is amazing. As a sequel to The Watchmen, well, The Watchmen is kind of one of those untouchable books. So I like the idea of Doomsday Clock. I like the execution of Doomsday Clock. I think Doomsday Clock is a very fun comic book. I think it's a really cool comic book. I think it's a nice exploration on the significance of a comic book work like The Watchmen and the significance of the DC Universe as an ongoing comic book timeline, right? So I think it's really, really cool. As a sequel to The Watchmen, it's hard to follow that one up. So, but as its own story, which is a nice little exploration of the Watchmen's effect on comic books, I think that's really, really neat. Heck yeah, Inside Out. Man, that album, the self-titled, I'm a huge nerd for Eve 6. Man, when I met Max and the gang back in like the early 2000s. But it was one of those things where you're in a line, you're going across this like table and they're there and you're like, hey, what's up? And they signed something. But this time I actually got to like be there and meet him and take a picture and all that stuff. And he looks at me and goes, hey, what's your name? I was like, my name's Robbie. And he goes, I'm Max. It's like, I know. I totally geeked out. It was fun. It was super fun. Yeah, Brett, those FF villain variants are super, super fun. And I really like the respect that the Fantastic Four, and especially now their villains, have gotten. That Red Ghost one you shared by Sienkiewicz, that's fire. That's awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, I'm always behind too. Right now, I'm currently reading Jeff Johns' Aquaman run because me and Brooks are doing some Aquaman comics revisited coming up very soon. But that's been a really, really fun reread for me. But I'm in the middle still of this Dark Tower book. I've been in the middle of it for a couple months now. And I need to get back to that. I keep having all these comic books I want to read. Always behind on reading. Yeah, Ross, I agree. I think that Witch's Halloween special was amazing. It was my pick of the week. I thought it was by far the best release of the week. I thought it was just a great comic book to read on Halloween. Snyder and Jock did such an exceptional job on that book. Such an exceptional job. So we're going to start looking at the upcoming comic books for this Wednesday, November 7th. We'll start with Dark Horse, see what they got coming up. Death Orb, number 2. Umbrella Academy, Hotel Oblivion, number 2. That's out from Dark Horse. So that's Dark Horse. IDW, let's see what we got here. DuckTales, number 14. Disney Afternoon Giant, number 1. What? Disney Afternoon Giant? I'm talking about DuckTales, Chippendale, Tailspin. I'm down. I'm down for that. If that's what it is, if that's what I think it is, I'll check that out. Let's see. We got GoBots, number 1. Oh, that's the local comic shop day variant of that or something. That's weird. Yeah, when's that coming? That's soon. Road of the Dead, Highway to Hell, number 1 from IDW this week. Star Wars Adventures, number 1, Destroyer Down. That's out this week. Transformers Lost Light, number 25. So there you go. That's IDW. Some licensed books, some things like that. I'm very interested in that Disney Afternoon book. Anybody got more information about that? Is that what I think it is? It's like a bunch of short stories celebrating those 90s, late 80s Disney properties. No, John. I am drinking a New Belgium Fat Tire, not a Yingling. But thanks for asking. Hey, Alicia. How are you doing? Long time no see. What we got from Dynamite? We got Battlestar Galactica Classic number 1, if you're into that kind of thing. That's out this week. Elvira number 3. James Bond 007 number 1, a new James Bond number 1 out this week. Who's doing that one? Boom Studios. We got The Empty Man number 1. It's a new horror-looking comic book coming out. That's going to be interesting, possibly. Empty Man number 1 is out this week. Giant Days number 44. Let's see. Sparrowhawk number 2. And that's about it from Boom. That's about it from those smaller guys. But we still have Image, DC, Marvel. Also, we got Doctor Who, the 13th Doctor, number 1, first issue out this week from Titan Comics. Fearscape #2 from Vault Comics is finally releasing this week. We all thought it was last week, but in fact, it's this week. From Aftershock Comics, Moth and Whisper releases this week with the 3rd issue. I really, really liked issue #1 and 2. Punchline #1 is from Antarctic Press. I'm going to mention that one because Brett pointed that one out in PCP Army. Volition #3, an interesting concept, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to pick up issue 3 because it's just kind of like not, I mean, it's an interesting book. It's interesting, but maybe I'm going to trade weight that one. And Wrong Earth #3 from Ahoy Comics. I know a lot of people are responding very well to Wrong Earth. I haven't read it myself, but I hear lots of positive, good things. Yes, I think those DC Primal Age figures are awesome. Later on tonight, I will be showing off a Savage World figure, which is the same line, same vein, Michael Myers figure. And also I have a DC Primal Age figure here in studio right now, and I'll be showing off a little bit later. No, I didn't read Vagrant Queen #5 because I haven't read #4. I fell behind on that. My comic shop was shorted one week. I fell behind on that. Haven't got caught back up on Vagrant Queen. Basically, I'm going to wait for that one to wrap up and then read it all at once. But I am liking that book, and I am aware of Sex, Death, Revolution by Max Visaggio. My shop didn't get any last week, but I definitely have ordered some. Should hopefully get some this week. If I get it in time, I'll cover it, but I may not have time to cover it until next week. But I'm definitely looking forward to reading that one as well. I have not read the 12 #5 yet. This is basically the same thing as with Vagrant Queen. I fell a little bit behind on that because one week we did it in. And so I'm just waiting for that one to complete. Was 5 the last issue or was 6 the last issue? I don't know. But I will eventually read it. But that's one of the books from Alterna that I'm really, really liking is the 12. I think the 12 is really, really good. Brett, I'm right there with you. Vault Comics rules. Very excited for Fearscape #2 this week. Sebastian says, do not forget to read Transformers Lost Light #25, the final issue of the series. He's really liked that book. I hear very good things about that book, Sebastian. I actually really do. You know, those Drowned Earth villains patch are really sick. I think they're super cool. The Ocean Lords or whatever they're called. Really fun, cool story. I'm liking it. I'm digging it right now. And I'm gearing up into Aquaman mode anyway. And it's just a really fun and appropriately timed Justice League story. Road of the Dead Highway. Yeah, I mean, it looks interesting. Is that something that's tied in? Haven't we already had one of those Road of the Dead? Wasn't that like an anthology or something about like biker stories or biker horror stories or something like that? Oh, nice, Brett. I saw the Grady twins rock candy figures. Those look super cool. Heck yeah. Yeah, the Howard Porter art's cool. I think it looked a little bit rushed, you know, just a little bit. Tiny, tiny bit. So one thing I want to announce real quick. So we got this new show here on the Pop Culture channel, Pop Culture Philosophers channel. It's called Comics Revisited. And what it is it's me and a guest revisiting a comic book that's already come out and it's already done and completed. We've done a lot of Venom ones so far right now. Me and Brooks are bound and determined to make it through all the Venom books at some point, at least by the end of 2019. So that's fun because we're both Venom fans, Venom heads, if you will. But we got some exciting new things coming out. In December, we got some Aquaman. We got some Miles Morales, Spider-Man. We're going to integrate some What If comic books. We're going to start at issue #1. Every once in a while, I'll do an issue of What If because those are just super fun to talk about. In January, I am setting the schedule right now. And January happens to have 5 Thursdays in it. So I got a free week there in the schedule. And what we're going to do is an audience choice on Comics Revisited. So it'll be me and a guest revisiting a completed story arc in a comic book. And so what we're going to do right now is we're going to take suggestions from people. I got a post up already in the PCP Army. And then I'm going to take 5 of those suggestions and we're going to put them on a poll at the PCP Army and over on Twitter. And then I'll have you guys vote on this next week as well here on the live stream. And whoever gets the most votes, that's the audience choice that we're going to do for 1 week in January. So you guys will get to pick what book we do for Comics Revisited. So any suggestions right now, throw them at me. I got my magic pen in my hand. I can write them down. Right now, I prefer Drowned Earth just because I'm liking the vibe more of Justice League than I am Justice League Dark. I think Justice League Dark is really interesting, and the finale of The Witching Hour really set up something really cool and made me really appreciate the series more. But hardcore, I'm an Aquaman fan. So I'm down on that because of the spotlight on Aquaman, the spotlight on Black Manta. I want to know what's up with these other forces that Luthor and the rest of the Legion of Doom are going to unlock. I am just sold. I'm all in on that book right now. I thought the first issue of Dead Rabbit was good as well. I thought it was pretty good. I do not have Dark Gods by Justin Jordan. What's up, Jan? Yeah, well, Green Lantern #1 does come out this week. I have read it. It's really good. It feels like 2000 AD type stuff, like earlier 2000 AD stuff. It feels really, really fun. The first time I read it, kind of went by really fast. I'm like, that was all right. The second time I read it, I picked up more little nuances, little interesting tidbits here and there. Morrison's setting something up big. John, Mouse is actually something on the schedule. We got a Mouse video coming out in February. What do you think from the beginning of the year until now? What has been the best story from which bad guy, good guy? Are we asking like what my favorite comic book is? Or are we asking what my favorite superhero comic book is with a bad guy and a good guy? My favorite comic book of the year so far right now is Gideon Falls. My favorite good guy, bad guy pairing right now in comic books as far as superheroes go is from Justice League, and it's Martian Manhunter and Lex Luthor. I've been trying to keep up with the Walmart only books, but it's become increasingly more difficult. I haven't found any of the issue 4s yet. Still haven't gotten all the issue 3s yet. So I don't know. I want to keep up with them, but at the same time, man, it's really hard to get to them. What's up, bro, man? Well, my favorite comic book right now of the year is Gideon Falls by Jeff Lemire and Andrea Sorrentino. My favorite superhero comic book right now is Justice League of the year. Love that book. Fantastic. I think the new issue comes out this week. So any suggestions for Comics Revisited? Let's feed them in, guys and gals. Upcoming on Comics Revisited, we got more Venom stuff. We got Aquaman. We got Miles Morales. What If, what I talked about. In January, we also have Young Justice by Peter David. We're going to be talking about that run. We're going to be talking about Age of Apocalypse, the 90s X-Men crossover classic. Warren Ellis's Stormwatch. And don't forget, in 2019, we start our very extended look at The Watchmen in March. 12 episodes dedicated to The Watchmen. We have done Venom the Madness. That one is already up. So there's the Comics Revisited for Venom the Madness right now. Man, I'm so pumped for Gideon Falls. I love that book. I really liked Doom Patrol. Man, I love that book so much. And, you know, Gerard Way's going to bring it back. It's going to have a new co-writer to help him keep it on schedule. And I am super pumped for that book to come back. That's a nice one, JLA in the 90s. I already got a few suggestions that we've gotten from the PCP Army. JLA by Grant Morrison is definitely something we're going to do. I don't know if I want to do it in one video. I think that at least deserves 3 videos. I really want to get into Grant Morrison's, like Rock of Ages deserves its own video, I think. But we could also just do 1 hour-long video. Yeah, Patch. Are you talking about, was that the Obsidian Age? Like, was it after Aquaman, Peter David's, you know, hook, harpoon hand Aquaman had passed away, had died, and did go back Secret Wars 2? Wow. I would prefer to do Secret Wars 1 first, but I'll write 1 or 2 there. That's crazy. From Hell, that's a good one. That's a good one. It'd be Secret Wars 2 is definitely one I want to do one day. Absolutely. I think I should do Secret Wars 1 first, but I would love to redo Secret Wars 2. I remember being a kid and loving Secret Wars 2. Like, I didn't think it was ridiculous at all that the Beyonder was like completely like discoed and 80s out. Like, I had no problem with that. Yeah, the Obsidian Age was real fun, real fun. You just cracked me out. Oh, John says he wants to do some Grendel with me. Put some Grendel on there. John doesn't like doing videos so much anymore, but apparently he'll do one for Grendel. You know, I've never read a lot of Grendel. I love that the Jerry Curl Beyonder. I love that. When I was a kid, I thought that was so fun. Like, I don't know why. I mean, and then it spotlighted Molecule Man. It had some interesting ideas to it. Man, Demon in a Bottle, that's a great one. Iron Man, Demon in a Bottle. That's great. That's a really, really good one. I'm going to pick 5 of these. The ones that have already been suggested are Longbow Hunters by Mike Grell, the Green Arrow story, and Wolverine, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. by Lance Allen of Dance Panda Comics. We would basically do all of Enemy of the State, the whole Mark Miller, John Romita Jr. Wolverine book. That was really, really fun. Some great suggestions already, guys. Really, really good. I like those. So what's coming out from Image this week? Someone already mentioned Dead Rabbit, so is that coming out this week? Let's see. Auntie Agatha's Home for Wayward Rabbits, #1. Okay, that's out this week. Blackbird #2 is out this week. Very excited for that. Blackbird #1 was interesting to me. Really good art by Jen Bartel. I'm interested to see where that goes further. Image's got some good books out this week. I remember this now. I had a direct message on Twitter as someone was asking me about that. Bully Wars #3 is out this week. I'm liking that one. Crowded #4. Really liking that one. Dead Rabbit is indeed out this week. #2. Eclipse #12. Errand Boys #2. Farmhand #5. Loving Farmhand right now. That's one of my favorite books of the year. Kick-Ass #9. Last Siege #6. Leviathan #3. That's been fun, especially for kaiju fans. Outer Darkness #1. That's a new one. I got a preview of that one. I never read it. But now the first issue is coming out. So there we go. Redlands #8 is out. 7 to Eternity #12. Spawn 291. Walking Dead 185. Wicked and the Divine, The Funnies #1 out this week with a cool cover that has a dog on it. That's out from Image Comics this week, y'all. We'll go to Marvel next. Yo, Inhumans by Jay Lee. Man, I totally want to do that one. I have actually been wanting to reread that one for a while. That's a really good one. Nameless. That'd be a heavy video. But we're doing a lot of Grant Morrison. We got a lot of plans for some Grant Morrison stuff coming up. Nameless, yeah, that's definitely one we want to do. I like Blackbird, James. I thought the first issue was decent. A nice little setup. It wasn't Change Your Life Good or nothing like that. Wasn't the best first debut issue or nothing like that. The artwork is so solid. Bartel's artwork is amazing. I will know more definitely with issue #2 for sure. What error in Immortal Hulk #7? I don't know what we're talking about. Did you miss Leviathan 2? Yeah, it's out. It's out. It's available. Nameless would be a good video. That's a heavy one for some people, though. Yeah, anything more. The Filth. Wow, yeah. We're going to get to the Filth after we do Invisibles, because the Filth is basically the come down from the Invisibles, if that makes sense. So if we do the Filth, we'll do it after we do Invisibles. That one would be way more heavy than Nameless, maybe. I have not been reading Riptide. Are we talking about the old Image character? Is that what we're talking about? I haven't heard the Back to Life song, I don't think. I guess maybe it's in the trailer. I don't know. I haven't heard that. But The Touch is a great song. I think that's a great song. Final Crisis is amazing. I could totally dig on some Final Crisis. That's a good suggestion. Oh, and read Captain America, huh? Interesting. No, I don't know. I haven't seen it. Which do you recommend more, Venom or Cosmic Ghost Rider? I would recommend Venom more. Cosmic Ghost Rider is very fun. Venom, though, I think is a good one for the long haul. Kingdom Come is a great suggestion. Kingdom Come is a great suggestion. Heck yeah. What's coming up at Marvel this week? Final Crisis is really good. But Final Crisis, I think, is something that definitely deserves more than one read. A lot of people found it very difficult to get into and decipher Final Crisis, but I think with just a little bit of effort, it's not too difficult. Final Crisis, though, is amazing, I think. Like, what Morrison is doing is he's showing the breaking down of this comic book reality. And since it's a comic book reality, the comic book itself breaks down. Does that make sense? So the narrative becomes unclear. Scenes jump from here and there. The art becomes muddy, a little bit more sporadic, a little bit more washed out. It's very interesting. Death of Elektra will be covered when we get into Frank Miller's Daredevil run, which we will be doing for sure. From Marvel Comics this week, we've got Asgardians of the Galaxy #3 out this week. Champions #26. Deadpool #6. Death of the Inhumans #5, the final issue of the Donny Cates series. Let's see what that's all been about. Bring back Lockjaw. Doctor Strange #7 is out this week. Immortal Hulk #8. Iceman #3. Infinity Wars #5. I feel like we just need to wrap right now. That's just me, though. Marvel Knights 20th Anniversary Special, the 6-issue miniseries by Donny Cates and more. First issue of that is out this week. Very excited for that. Very excited. Oh, there's a really cool nifty Marvel Knights poster out too by Joe Quesada. That's cool. Runaways #15. Shatterstar #2. Spider-Geddon #3. That's fast. Star Wars #56. Star Wars Han Solo Imperial Cadet. I almost said candidate. #1 out this week. Typhoid Fever X-Men #1 out this week. Weapon X #25. X-23 #6. And X-Men Red #10. That's what we got coming out from Marvel Comics this week. What are y'all looking forward to? And we'll do DC Comics in here in just a minute. What's up, the Gray Man? Yeah, S-Squared, you shouldn't regret it. Final Crisis is amazing. A fantastic piece of comic book fiction for me. I love it. You think Kingdom Come is underrated? Underrated? I don't know many people that are into comic. I got cat hair on me or something. I don't know many people that are into comic books that don't really rate Kingdom Come pretty highly. Brett, that's interesting. Is Tom Brevoort a D-bag? I've met him one time back in the early 2000s. He was not a D-bag to me. He was very cool. I respect him. I follow him on Twitter. I think he's a great guy. I think he's got a great comic book historian mind. That I think he's great and does great work over at Marvel. He's responsible for the Kurt Busiek and George Perez Avenger run that I just absolutely adore. I love his stuff. Maximum Carnage is a good one, and we're gonna do Maximum Carnage. And I thought about before we did I decided to do the audience decision. I thought about doing Maximum Carnage. So because we've been doing these Venom books, and so I feel like we should do Maximum Carnage. So I'm glad you asked about that one. Way too many Spider books. Well, just read the ones you like, I guess. But yeah, if you want to follow all of them. Right now, though, the Amazing Spider-Man book is good enough. I think it's really, really solid. A nice flagship book. What's up, Justin? Thank you so much. Death of the Inhumans. #5 is out this week. Here's the thing about Death of the Inhumans. I have been tortured by every death that's happened. Every crazy thing that's happened in the story has really just blown me away and shocked me. But at the same time, I think it's a well-done story. It's really fun. It does its job. Donny Cates said, and someone in the PCP Army actually said this because they saw him at a convention. Someone asked him, why Death of the Inhumans? This was right after issue 1 hit. He said, Marvel asked me to pitch him something that would have everybody talking. And so it makes sense. It's having everybody talking. It seems like it may reestablish the Inhumans for like maybe a new set. It seemed like over the last few years, Marvel had been trying to force feed the Inhumans in as the new X-Men. And that's just not going to happen. And in doing so, they took them away from the core, to me, of what the Inhumans are and what makes them unique and special in the Marvel Universe. So Death of the Inhumans has not been that either, but I think it's something that can bring attention back a focus back in. And depending on how issue 5 ends up this week and what the plans are for the Inhumans afterwards, I don't know. But we needed something to kind of like signify the death knell of this force feeding of the Inhumans. And I think that's what Death of the Inhumans was. But thank you so much, Justin. Thank you for that. We really do appreciate it. If you're paying I think, if you're paying $60 for Batman Damned, I mean, I guess it's worth it. I paid, cover price plus my subscription discount for mine. I never sold it when it was up to 150. I kind of wish I did. 60 seems decent. They're not reprinting it. I think that book has potential, not necessarily to grow, but to stay. Maybe grow a little bit. I don't know. Man, I loved Ice Cream Man number 8. I thought that book was amazing. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited about the future of Ice Cream Man. I almost fell off of Ice Cream Man around like issue 4 or 5. I really almost fell off, but I'm glad I did not. I'm glad I did not. What's up, Oscar? What is my favorite DC animated movie of all time? My favorite DC animated movie of all time is Batman Mask of the Phantasm. If we're talking about since they started, like with Superman Doomsday, like with the new wave, it's out of those, it's actually Batman Gotham Knight. Right under that, Batman Under the Red Hood. I don't really like the comic book Under the Hood, Red Hood, and I don't really like the character of Jason Todd that much, but I love that movie. But Batman Gotham Knight to me is just, there's something very special about that. But Batman Mask of the Phantasm overall for me, I think it's amazing. I think I almost fell off of Ice Cream Man because issue 4 and 5 I didn't think were really that good. Issue 4 kind of showed the first signs of the connectedness of these stories. Not the first signs. The first sign, of course, is the Ice Cream Man, right? But issue 4 and 5 I just felt were a little weak. And I felt like the book didn't feel like it really had a direction, right? How mistaken I was. I stuck with it. Issue number 6, one of the single best issues of comic books this year, is Ice Cream Man number 6, Strange Neapolitan. Hands down, one of my absolute favorite single issues this year, probably of all time. Ice Cream Man has a long-term plan, but it's wrapped up in this like these little tiny horror stories that are very chilling and very effectively done by Morazzo's artwork with Chris O'Halloran on the coloring. I'm loving that book. I'm glad I did not fall off. If Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo work for IDW, what comic book should they do? I don't think we'll ever see Snyder and Capullo do licensed material like IDW typically does. If they went to a publisher outside of DC, it would probably be to do something creator-owned. That would probably be what I would prefer. But if they did do some kind of licensed material, in my mind, what would I like to see Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo do at IDW as a licensed material? Supernaturals. Do you remember that toy line with the cool hologram figures? Not Visionaries, as awesome as they are, but IDW's recently dipped into Visionaries. Why not Supernaturals? Supernaturals was great. A cool concept, cool action figure line. I think Snyder and Capullo could do a brilliant, brilliant run on that, even if just for 6 issues. But it's not going to happen. They're locked in at DC right now. I think so. Burnout's number 2, cow tipping, right? Do you know anybody that ever cow tipped? I knew plenty of people that claimed to do it, but I've never done it myself. Anybody here watching? Thank you all for being here. Has anybody done cow tipping? Has anybody actually ever done it? I'm looking forward to the new Defender stuff too. It's going to be nice to see what happens. Those are some great characters. Doctor Strange, Silver Surfer, Namor, Hulk. Good characters. Yeah, Brett, I'm right there with you. Yeah, Supernaturals, James. How fun would that be? Imagine that. I have no thoughts right now on Rise of the TMNT because I haven't watched it nor read it. I do plan on watching it so I can develop some thoughts. My initial thoughts are I don't mind a lot of changes, right? But Raphael's not the leader. That's Leonardo. That's one thing I have a problem with. Yeah, the Transformers versus Visionaries comics, that was amazing. That was really good stuff. I really liked it. I would like to see an ongoing Visionaries comic from Visaggio and I can't remember the name of the artist. That same team, I would love to see them continue on with the Visionaries. That was really fun, like cool, updated version of the Visionaries that fit in with the Transformers universe and G.I. Joe and all that stuff, the whole of the Hasbro stuff. I have not watched Titans yet, but I'm about to start watching Titans because I want to do a video on Titans. So that's what I'm going to do. Cow ripping. Cow tipping. I got you. That's funny. That's funny, Monty. Let's see what's coming up from DC Comics. I don't think cow tipping. Burnouts in the. I think there's a cow tipping bit in Burnouts. It's pretty fun. From DC Comics this week, Adventures of the Super Sons #4. Batman #58 starts that Batman Penguin story. I'm very excited to see what Tom King's going to do with this. Mostly Tom King's been doing very solid work on Batman post #50. Thought that stuff has been really, really good. Border Town #3 is out this week. Curse of Brimstone #8. Deathstroke #37. The Dreaming #3. Green Arrow #46. Green Lantern #1. We've already talked about it. Grant Morrison, Liam Sharp on Green Lantern #1. I've read it. It's good. It feels like old school 2000 AD. Old school GL and Grant Morrison fans are going to love it. Gmo. Harley Quinn #53 is out this week. Justice League #11, continuing the Drowned Earth story that we were talking about earlier. That's out this week. Nightwing #52, the Sideways Annual #1. It's got a lot of interesting new takes on classic DC multiverse type characters. I think Morrison has a little bit to do with that as well. Suicide Squad Black Files #1 is out this week. United States versus Murder Inc. #3. Unexpected #6 is out this week. Those are the comic books out this week. We'll be having the weekly comic book review late Tuesday night, early Wednesday morning. Be on the lookout for it. Still waiting for me to write that Phantasm comic. What Phantasm comic? Was I supposed to write a Phantasm comic? Did I say in a video I wanted to pitch a Phantasm comic book to DC? Roman says the new Turtles is pretty fascinating because it's very different. He's a huge Turtles fan, original comic all the way to modern. So he welcomes more even if it's different. I welcome it as well. And I'm interested to check it out. But it's going to be really hard for me to wrap my head around Raphael being the leader. I was always the Raphael hater. I didn't like Raphael. Thought he was a punk. As a kid, that's what I thought. Yeah, Justice League 11. Super excited. My favorite movie recently? Favorite movie that I've watched recently or favorite recent movie? Oh, man. Favorite movie that I've watched recently has been Christopher Robin. I thought that one was really, really good. My favorite movie of the year so far is probably Black Panther. I did watch Quiet Place not too long ago, and I thought it was okay, but not as good as I wanted it to be. I don't think, Patch, judging by the first issue, that Grant Morrison's GL run will be quite All-Star Superman. But I think it will be fun. I think it'll be interesting. That being said, who knows what's going to happen? And he's got 12 issues planned. Apparently, he's maybe planning year 2 right now. So very excited. Yeah, Farmhand. I did like Black Panther more than Infinity War. I did. By like a smidgen. Like the briefest, little, tiniest smidgen. Cool, cool. Yeah. So we're going to get into some show and tell coming up pretty soon here. Once again, we got some nice comics revisited suggestions here. We got Longbow Hunters, Wolverine, Enemy of the State, Justice League by Grant Morrison. We're probably going to cover all that in another video. Secret Wars 2. Secret Wars 2. From Hell. Iron Man Demon in a Bottle. The Inhumans by Jay Lee and Paul Jenkins. Nameless. Grendel. Maximum Carnage. Final Crisis. Kingdom Come. I have no idea what this is anymore. I've had it for so long. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't even think it's this one. Whatever that is. Is it like an eye taste or something? I have no idea. It works. It's barely hanging on. It's all crooked up there, barely hanging on. This is the way it is. I don't smoke because of this, right? So that's fun and that's cool. But, you know, I know a lot of people are really into this stuff. And I don't really know. I don't even know what this is. I know I got a Kanger sub-tank, I think. I have no idea. Nice. If you were in my town, I would go to your vape shop. Absolutely. I got a few buddies that work at the vape shop I frequent, which is Kicking My Habits Vapor or Vape Shop or whatever here in Huntsville, Alabama. So I want to give them a shout out. The boys over there, the gals over there, they do great work. I do probably need to buy a new mod, and like I just get overwhelmed by all that stuff. It's just way too much of it. So I like it when it's super simple. You know, my family's originally from Ohio, from Akron. So I just like it super simple where I just plug it in and go. And this has been really reliable, but apparently I think I need a new setup or something. So if you worked here, I'd go. If I'm in Ohio, I'll swing by your vape shop. FICO Ocio? Yeah. I probably said that wrong, but yeah. The art was great. The art was great. Heck yeah. So I think the thing I'm most excited for this week is probably, I don't know, Farmhand. I really, really like Farmhand. And of course, Grant Morrison's Green Lantern. Super pumped for that. Oh, that sucks, buddy. Well, thank you very, very much. It sucks that you can't find it. You live in a rural area. I know a lot of people where I'm at. It's a city, but right around we were a small city when I was growing up. Not a small city, but a small growing city. We're bigger now. Everything around us, though, I have a lot of friends from those areas. They're all little small town people too, and like tiny little like 4 to like 1,200 people, you know. And so I can understand the struggle there. A lot of my customers in my shop come from out of town. So I'm glad that you can come here and we can talk about comic books. Thank you for joining us. Oscar, I don't really know. I was really excited for Christopher Priest to take over on Deathstroke. I'm a big fan of his run over on Quantum and Woody and, of course, Black Panther. But the first few issues did not really swing me over to his Deathstroke run, but many people I know really do like it. I think my buddy Lance over at Dance Panda Comics really likes it. So I've been wanting to read it all in one big chunk. Just haven't gotten around to it yet. Well, thank you, buddy. Thank you. You're welcome. I don't know what Layman and Guillory are both up to right. I mean, I know what they're up to right now. They're both doing their own thing. Maybe Guillory wanted to do his own thing, and I think he's doing a great job with Farmhand. So I don't know. I don't know if there was something. I don't know if something happened between them or if they just want to do their own things. I know that they wanted Chew to kind of be, or they thought Chew would be kind of like a springboard into doing more like mainstream work. But Farmhand is really, really good. That being said, I've never read Chew. Chew's one of those books I really, really need to read. And maybe I should do like a series of like where I read each book of Chew and go through it with you guys or something. Hey, Fabian. Thanks for the Red Sox shout out. Congratulations on the World Series victory. Seriously, congratulations. You guys dominated in the postseason. You guys deserved it. That being said, looking forward to 2019, buddy. Go Yankees. But kudos. And so the Packers and the Patriots are playing. Anybody watching it? What's the score? I have no idea. Someone asked me what I picked. I'm going to pick the Packers just because I don't like the Patriots. You know, Fabian, let me tell you something about Cora. I can't think of a more deserving first-year manager to win the World Series. I cannot. Seriously, I love Cora. I'm a Yankees fan. I love Alex Cora. I think he's done amazing work. I'm a big, big fan of his. So, heck yeah. Yeah, Reggie, I hear good things about you. It's one of those books, you know, there's all those books that you know you're supposed to read, but you never really quite get to. Yeah, go Yankees. Lakers won yesterday, so that was exciting. The Tigers, Auburn Tigers, they won yesterday. That was exciting. Cowboys play tomorrow night against the hometown Tennessee Titans. So I'm excited to watch that one for Monday Night Football. You know, I like Curse of Brimstone, but I feel like it should have only been 4 to 6 issues. I feel like it's going on a little bit too long right now. It's lost a little bit of its way. I've decided to stop reading it. And I'm ashamed by that almost. It just sucks because I really did like that book. But ultimately, the New Age of Heroes books, 7-3 Pats. All right, there you go. Ultimately, those books have fallen flat, haven't they? I think the Terrifics is good. I'm still reading Silencer. But Curse of Brimstone, I think I'm finally letting go of it. But Philip Tan's artwork in the first few issues of that stuff really was good. It's the problem with those books is they had some really good art teams at first, and then it got very inconsistent with the art. Now they've kind of regained some of that consistency, but I think it's too late. Neither. We need 2 solid starting pitchers. Like, yeah, that's what I think we need. Neither. We need pitching. I think our lineup's fine. I think we need pitching. That's me. I don't want Harper. If I had to choose one or the other, I don't want Harper. Yeah, Lemire's great. Yeah, those are the ones I like initially at first a lot. But Sideways kind of intrigued me at first. It's kind of almost teasing to bring me back with all this Grant Morrison stuff in the annual. I don't know where Portasio. I've never known how to say his name. I don't know where he is, but I wasn't the biggest fan back in the day. I think Silencer is still pretty decent. Damage I fell out of because I really like the Tony Daniel stuff. And after he left, I thought the book kind of fell a little flat, but I haven't been reading it. We're about to get into the show and tell portion of the situation. I've got a handful of action figures to show off here. I got some new ones I put up today. Halloween's now over. I had to sadly take down a lot of the Halloween type action figures. So I put some new ones up. If there's anything you want to see closer up there, just say so. I'll probably grab it down and show it off. But I do have the Marvel Legends Fantastic Fours here, finally. I have all 4 of them. They were Walgreens exclusives, and now I have all of them, so I'm about to show them off. First of all, Mr. Fantastic. This is the best Mr. Fantastic figure they've ever done. Great sculpt, great face. Love this figure so much. I haven't taken any of these out of the package. I probably will one day, but I just finally got all 4 of them right here. So there's the Reed. There's the Sue. I believe Sue was first. Sue comes with Herbie. I think that's neat. She's got a little bit of the phasing out, the invisibility power there on the hand. That's a great sculpt too. We got Reed and Sue right there. Very fun. Very fun. See you, Roman. I am not into many video games pretty much at all. The last video game that I was playing on a consistent basis has been Yoshi's Island, Super Mario World 2 or whatever that is. I don't know. Me and my lady been playing that one. We played it one night for a few hours. Want to get back into it, but I'm not much of a video game guy. There's the Johnny Storm Human Torch. That's a great Human Torch figure. Fantastic. And just got this one last week because my buddy Jelani picked up an extra and hooked me up. That's the thing right there. A great thing figure. So we got Johnny, we got Ben, we got Reed, and we got Sue. We got the Fantastic Four. Dun, 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 dun. Marvel Legends. Marvel Legends has come a long way, y'all. They really, really have. There's that thing figure again. Really nice. 2 heads, 2 sets of hands. That Reed figure is just the best. Great stuff. Great face sculpt on that Reed. That looks really, really sharp. The translucency and the effect right there on the Johnny Storm looks great. The new Marvel Legends have really come a long way. Some of those early Marvel Legends, as much as I loved them back in the day, you look at them now when they come in my shop or something, and I'm like, those look doofy. They look a little silly. The sculpts have gotten so much better. I don't collect Marvel Legends near as much as I used to, but they did the Fantastic Four. They were Walgreens exclusives. I had to get them. Very, very excited that I did. Seriously. The only new one that I've gotten recently is the, I got a Lasher and I got a Blade over there. Yeah, that Fin Fang Foom right there. Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's see if I can get it up without knocking anything over. And I can. Look at that. This is a Fin Fang Foom action figure from the 90s. It's from an action figure line that was tied into the Iron Man animated series that aired on Fox, the Marvel Action Hour, alongside Fantastic Four. So they have this whole action figure line of the Fantastic Four. That Mole Man figure behind that Sentinel right there is from that line. But in the Iron Man line, they had a Fin Fang Foom. Excuse me. They also did 2 other dragons. I have them still in package. They're in boxes over there. We're going to show those off one day. It was Argento. Not Argent. Argent. That was silver. So it was silver. And then there was like Auron or something. It was gold. It's basically the same type figure, but one is gold, one is silver. They got that like metallic shine to them. But Fin Fang Foom is the best. Man, I love some Fin Fang Foom. But that's an old school Toy Biz Iron Man Marvel Action Hour figure. Thank you for noticing. Fantastic Four for life, Reggie. For life. For life. Yes, we finally get issue number 3 of Fantastic Four in November. Finally. Skip a month. But better to skip a month than a couple years, right? I have not heard anything confirmed about Patrick Gleason doing a Spectre series. Nothing confirmed, but I know that there are plans to do a Spectre series. But right now, I think Patrick Gleason is going to be working on Young Justice. But there are plans to do a Spectre series, I know. I just don't know who's going to do it. But that would be cool. I'd like to see someone more of a, I don't know, Tyler Crook could do a really good job on that one. Is that his name? The guy that does Harrow County? That would be a really good pick for that one, I think. That'd be really fun, I think. Yeah, I miss a lot of X-Men toys too. That's why I keep rebuying them. I haven't heard anything about Grumble. I haven't read a lot of Albatross stuff, or probably really should. I do like Eric Powell and what he does, so I should check out more of that stuff. Where do I keep all my figures? Behind me, the ones I display. The other ones are in just random crates and boxes spread throughout this little studio. And yeah, that's where they're at. I am very excited for the new Aquaman run. I do hope that the Trench are in there. I think they're in there as well. I think that Ocean Master will cause them to rise and he'll be able to control them or something with his scepter. I've been reading a lot of Jeff Johns' Aquaman today and yesterday, just recently. So I'm geared up. I am so geared up. I'm so pumped. All they got to do is follow that plan. All they got to do is follow that plan. We'll see what happens. Yeah, Spectre's been in limbo for a while. Absolutely. I thought they've done some interesting things with the Spectre. I actually like the Crispus Allen Spectre that Greg Rucka set up back in the day. It's a shame that more wasn't done with that, I think. All right, guys, we were talking about them Primal Age figures. So Funko has started this line called Savage World, basically, right? And they did these Mortal Kombat figures. They did this series of horror movie icon figures, and they got a Thundercats line coming out. They're made to look exactly like the classic 80s Masters of the Universe figures. They've done this horror line that I thought was really cool. They did a Freddy, they did a Jason, they did a Leatherface, they did a Pinhead, and they did a Michael. I haven't gotten the Pinhead yet, but I got one set aside for me. There's the Leatherface. There's the Freddy. I didn't think the Freddy was going to be so cool. Don't like the hood over the hat. But when I saw this in person, I kind of thought it was really cool. And the Leatherface, you can take that off. You can take the glove, the clawed glove off of Freddy. There's the Jason. Not a bad looking figure. I'm not the biggest Friday the 13th fan. I got the Pinhead on the way. Michael Myers, though, right here. How cool is that? It's Michael Myers as if he was a Masters of the Universe character. That's just so cool. Look at that. So Funko's doing this whole line of figures. Like I said, they did These ones, they did Mortal Kombat. They got Thundercats ones coming out. But of course, they also have the DC Primal Age figures. These were announced this year. They look really, really, really cool, really fun. And so they're DC characters. There you got some right there, right? So you're going to do Batman, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, Aquaman. Totally going to be getting that one. We got Scarecrow, Mr. Freeze, King Shark, and the Joker. They're also doing a Batcave, and Batman and the Joker are both going to have like their own versions of Battle Cat and Panther, right? So what I have here, a homie hooked me up with this. This was a New York Comic-Con like exclusive or something like that. I don't know. They were giving these out. But it's the Mr. Freeze. It's a special translucent freeze edition of it. I'm very happy my homie hooked this up with me, hooked me up with this. So thank you so much. You know who you are. I really appreciate it. That's just the coolest thing. I will treasure this forever. I appreciate all these gifts that my friends, fans, and family give me. Thank you guys so much. But I am super pumped for that line. He told me that the Batcave, which is kind of modeled a little bit on Grayskull, Castle Grayskull, he said the Batcave is ungodly awesome. He's like, everybody's going to want that. Every like 30 to 40-year-old dude's going to want that. Because it's the Masters of the Universe figures we know and love, but they got that slight twinge of other little things. I think it's a brilliant thing. Funko's done some interesting things. Obviously, they got the Pop line. That's a big deal. But they're doing some really cool things. And I think the Savage World Primal Age line, I think that's really, really nifty. I would buy some Saved by the Bell action figures in that line. Think about it. You know, the possibilities are endless. Think about all the licenses that they've gotten. Imagine Golden Girls being done in the Primal Age Savage World type line. How fun is that, right? But those are the figures I wanted to show off, unless anybody wanted to see anything else. And yes, I'll show this one off. This is an Iron Man from the Secret Wars line in the 80s. I don't have the shield or anything else. I bought this super, super cheap at this little tiny antique show that me and Mike, the voice Matthews, went to. Love these 80s figures. These were my first Marvel figures when I was a kid. And I never had the Iron Man, but now I do. Now I do. So very excited for that. You know, now you remind you were asking about the Fin Fang Foom. I'm going to try to bring out the Argent and the, I think it's Ariel or Arion or something. I'm going to try to find those and bring them out for next week. Next week, though, for show and tell on the live stream, Robbie Rants Live, we will be showing off some Terminator 2 action figures, including the Heavy Metal Cycle, which I've had for a while now, unopened. Never open it up. I'm opening it up live next Sunday night. So we're going to be wrapping up here in just a few minutes. So any final suggestions for the upcoming audience choice Comics Revisited? I do want to point out that right now we have some fun episodes of Comics Revisited out. We just did a V for Vendetta episode. Tomorrow is the 5th of November. So how appropriate. You guys should check it out for Guy Fawkes Day. We appreciate everything here. We got some Venom videos up right now. Upcoming Aquaman, Miles Morales Spider-Man, some What Ifs, X-Men Age of Apocalypse, Peter David's Young Justice, Stormwatch by Warren Ellis, Watchmen, all that's coming up and more. So thank you guys so much for checking us out. We really, Saved by the Bell ones would be awesome, right? We really do appreciate everything. What we're going to do for the audience choice thing, we're going to do a Twitter on my Twitter account at the Rockin Robbie, there and at the PCP Army on Facebook. It's a Facebook group that we have. You can join us, join in on the conversation, interact with me and other members of the Excitable PCP crew. You can come there. We'll have a poll there. We'll have a poll on my Twitter feed. And I'm going to pick 5 out of the ones I've been suggested tonight. Some really good suggestions, guys. Really, really good suggestions. And we're going to have you guys vote on which one we do. We're going to do that in a week in January. So it's going to be very, very fun. Very, very fun and exciting. So any final thoughts? Any final comments? Any final questions, Joe? Well, thank you for being here, Brett. We really do appreciate it. And thank you personally from me for your contributions to the PCP Army. We really do appreciate it. All right, guys, upcoming this week, we got the weekly comic book review, Tuesday night / Wednesday morning. Comics Revisited is on Thursday morning with Venom Knights of Vengeance. Me and Brooks are on this video. We've been going through these Venom videos, and Knights of Vengeance is the worst one so far. So hear us suffer through it. No top 5 video this week, but there will be one next week. That will be Superman villains, my top 5 favorite Superman villains. No movie Monday tomorrow, but it returns next week with the first Fantastic Beasts fan. The name of the Facebook group is PCP Army. The PCP Army. I believe you can find it on the Pop Culture Philosophers Facebook page. If not there, you should be able to type in PCP Army. PCP Army. Thank you, Monty. Thank you, Steven. I really appreciate it. I really love doing those videos for you guys. Yeah, it should be good. Should be good. What do you think the pick of the week's going to be? A lot of people right now are thinking Green Lantern. I'm kind of thinking the same thing. We'll see what happens, though. You never know till you read them, right? Yeah, that's everything we wanted to cover tonight. Thank you guys so much for checking out the video. Thank you, Robbie. I appreciate you being here. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there we go. Doesn't come as PCP Army. It's on there, buddy. I promise you. PCP Army. You should be able to search it. That's interesting. If you send Pop Culture Philosophers on Facebook, go there, like that page, send a message to that page from your account. I'll send you the link. Yeah, if you message PCP on Facebook, Pop Culture Philosophers, I'll send you the link. Absolutely. I didn't know it was something super hard to find. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Like I said, we got a lot of exciting things coming up this week for the rest of the year. Exciting stuff. We're not doing Creed 2. I haven't seen Creed 1. And I really need to get on that. There's that Iron Man figure once again. Thank you guys for joining us. Thanks for rocking with us. Be here. The next video will be the weekly comic book review. So thank you guys so much. Keep on rocking. Keep on living. Keep on pop culturing and all that jazz. And check out Fitness. FitnessWasTaken.com.